Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Yo, what's up, Giants fam and Yankees fam? Welcome to the BBO NYG podcast. I am Mike. That's Jules. That's John. Jules, you know what we're going to do, man. We're going to do the preview, the recap, the Haters Club. I got all the nominations for the Haters Club. You guys can take the week off. It's going to be one of those. Then we got the picks later. But, guys, I mean, Jules, what do you want to start, man? The recap?
Real quick shout out to the Yankees because we're recording on Tuesday late in the day. And the Yankees have just won Game 5, baby. Bring on Houston.
Right.
And
we want Houston.
For all of you watching on YouTube, we did not plan wearing our Yankee jerseys, all right? That's just how much fandom we have as far as this fucking podcast is concerned. We support the shit out of our teams, right? And we all just kind of appeared on here and we're like, oh shit, we're all wearing our jerseys. So for all you that are just listening, yeah, we're all in Yankee jerseys, but we have our Giants hats on because that's where our head is at, right? And that's what this pod's gonna be about anyhow. So let's get it going.
Oh yeah. Recap of the game. Another fucking win. We're 5-1. Wow. John, man, you gotta be going fucking ape shit over there, man.
Bro, I was at my fiance's niece's christening. I brought my tablet. I brought fucking earbuds. That way me and my fiance could sit at the table and watch it. And all our cousins were huddling around us watching this game. And you know, there's a few of our cousins that are into it, and most of the other families like, are these people fucking retarded sitting here screaming in the middle of a restaurant? But bro, it called for it. It wasn't just like a boring game that you just kind of sat through. That game was exciting. It was thrilling, and frankly, the better team came out on top, in my opinion. They've been playing clean football. We're the fifth best team in the league. Baltimore's not. Better team won. They made plays when it fucking counted, and that's what sports are about.
I don't know what you guys think, but they made Lamar Jackson look like crap, right, Jules?
Well, listen, you know what's crazy? If you rewind and just go back to an episode previous of this one, of ours podcast here, I said last week you were going to see a great coaching matchup. You're going to see a chess match out there. And I'm pretty damn sure one of the announcers actually referred to it as being a chess match that Wink just outdueled Lamar and their offensive coordinator. So, I mean, listen, I
thought of you
on the fucking head. That was what the entertainment was. Went down to the fucking wire. All right. Listen, there was a couple of times I thought Baltimore was just going to blow us open, and then they didn't. The Giants just kept coming, just kept attacking, just kept driving the ball. Saquon, everybody looking great. And, bro, we won. We fucking won, man. That's it. I don't want to hear no excuses. People trying to hate and be like, I think it was more Lamar lost that game than you guys won. I'm like, bro, stop. You know what I'm saying? Enough. Now, the crazy thing is, and this is what's coming out today, is because I haven't paid attention to this shit in probably about 12 years. They got the power rankings for the NFL out. Right? And Giants are like 5-7 and everything. I'm like, yo, slow down. I don't even know what we're looking at here. What is this craziness?
I don't know. I did say we're going to go 13-4 in the beginning of the year on this podcast. Although I'm not going to really toot my own horn because I kind of say that every year. But this year, it looks like I'm going to fucking be right. Great game. Great. To come back, we were down 10 points in the fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go. We had two nice drives, one after that, Julian Love pick where they just had Lamar Jackson like kind of running for his life. And besides the clincher with Kayvon Thibodeau, that's Jules' boy. Jules, you got to get his jersey with that strip sack on the end. And you know what he did that you can't teach rookies this? After he stripped Lamar, he was looking for the ball, but he grabbed Lamar and he was holding on to him so he wouldn't go run after and get the ball. And I'm like, I fucking love you. And then my man looked out after the sack. He did the little salsa dance. I was like, my fucking guy right there, man.
Mike, you're the first person that I've heard on any Giants podcast or on fucking sports radio or anything like that to mention. Not only did Kayvon get the sack, but also block Lamar, basically tackled him away from being able to recover the ball. Not necessarily even that it would have led to a big play, but just to take away possession from whatchamacallit. He had the presence of mind after getting his first career sack, which was, other than a playoff sack or game that leads you to become a playoff to get to clinch a playoff berth, how much bigger of a sack can you get as your first sack? A fucking game-sealing strip sack against a guy who probably will find himself in the Hall of Fame if he continues for the next handful of years playing the way he's been playing for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, just monster, bro. You're the first guy to fucking notice it. I noticed it watching the highlights over and over again, like I was watching my favorite porn video. And fucking,
Yep.
it was sick, man. It was fucking sick.
I got so drunk after that Giant game, right? I was passing out during the Yankee game. I kept having to hit myself to stay awake. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of the. I just celebrated after that. After that victory, man. I was so happy for this team. Just so happy for like the offense. Wan'Dale Robinson coming back, the rookie making an immediately impact. I was busting Jules Ball saying he should have caught this one pass that he dropped. It was a tough catch, man. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to like fucking bench the guy. I want him benched for 2 games. I think Jules was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Yeah, bench our only wide receiver that we have." Like, yeah, I would definitely support that.
Delta H would kick it in at that time, right?
I think Wan'Dale got to play. I can't wait till he plays more snaps. Like he's going to increase his snap count. Like if you look at it, what's the tight end? Bellinger. He played pretty much the whole game. Finally, the whole game against Baltimore. And look at the impact. Another touchdown catch, where Jones like turned his body and threw a laser into the end zone, making key blocks. That we found a tight end, man. Like he's legit.
Bro, did we ever, man? 6'6", San Diego State, loves to fucking block. And it shows, man. It just shows that, when you like Evan Ingram was a willing blocker, but he didn't love to block, and probably because he wasn't very good at it. But Bellinger is all about it, bro. You see him taking people like out of the screen. When you watch like the All-22, like he takes motherfuckers out of frame, and he's sitting there. Our tight ends are going up one-on-one against defensive tackles and plays and fucking washing them. Daniel Bellinger, first year in the league, 4th overall pick, was a nobody. Fourth round pick. And they, just all the rookies in general. I mean, go up and down the list of the healthy rookies right now. And every single one of them had a contribution to this win. Like Kayvon Thibodeau, Evan Neal was fucking awesome. Had his best game as a pro. Dane Belton, I think he had 6 tackles, a pass breakup. Fucking who am I missing? I'm missing somebody else that I can't think of.
Well,
right
Neal
now
had a good game, right? If you were talking,
Evan Neal, I said he had an excellent game.
Yeah.
Kayvon Thibodeau with the strip sack.
Adoree again, you know what I'm saying?
Adoree had a great game. Wan'Dale Robinson, fucking 3 catches and a touchdown.
Yeah, it's just like, another team game. Football's a team game. I don't think people really understand that because they're looking all like these, they want the best fantasy quarterback, the best guy. Like Barkley didn't have a best game out of his life, but he would have had 2 touchdowns, but he played this fucking smart thing. He got the first down, knew what the hell he was doing. Great coaching, great smart by Barkley to go down. Even though I had Barkley in my fantasy team, I'm like, fucking score, motherfucker. But I'm like, he did the right thing.
That shit in.
We got the W. I'm like, yo, fuck fantasy football, man. Because then all of a sudden we went from a 90% like winning the game to like 97% or something. It jumps up that much of a big difference, which is crazy.
Just a couple of weeks ago when the Jets were playing Cleveland, Nick Chubb ran in for the touchdown, and then they had 2 miraculous plays in a row, ended up losing the game. Yep. And if Chubb would have just went down the same way Barkley did, the Cleveland would have 1 more win on the year, and the Jets would have 1 less win on the year. But you know what? You don't have to just learn from your own experiences. You can learn from what goes on around you, especially in the NFL like that. And I'm sure that was a topic of conversation somewhere with the coaching staff and the players, maybe somewhere in the locker room. If ever we're in this position, that's what we have to do. And just as a football fan, as a Giants fan, seeing Saquon having this, Renaissance fucking, comeback player of the year / MVP campaign so far, seeing him go down and knowing that he can add another touchdown to his ledger, add, a couple more, it was a few yards, it doesn't really matter about the yards, but add another touchdown to his ledger. That way he has more power going into, negotiations with the Giants, or if it's another team later on, which it's clearly not. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be a Giant for the rest of his life. But even still, just seeing him do that, saying, even if it's just a 7% better chance of us winning, but it gives us from 93% to 100%, I don't give a fuck about the touchdown. I want to win games. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for my teammates. I want to win games. And if that doesn't warm your heart as a fucking true Giants fan, fucking nothing will.
It's true.
Mike, let me ask you real quick.
Tell me.
Did you lose your fantasy by 5 or less points?
No. So
all right, so then the marketing thing meant absolutely nothing, bro. So I eliminated that
didn't.
shit right there. I'm not gonna lie, I was screaming at the TV, not realizing because I saw Baltimore still having timeouts. So I was like, fuck, you run that in, score a touchdown, go up. But then not realizing they only had two, and that they were going to burn the 2 and we could take the third down kneel. And then that was a brilliant fucking play after getting a first down. I was like, oh, all right. I had to calm down for a moment. I was like, all right, that's how I lost it. You know what I'm saying? And look, you guys talk about Bellinger, right? You know, how he's a 4th round pick and you know, how he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like top 3 for most snaps out of a tight end in the entire NFL right now. It's some crazy stat like that. I don't have the exact number, but as far as snap percentage is concerned, he's right in the top 5 at the very least in the entire NFL. Needless to say,
good for
right?
him, man.
In addition to that, you know who else was a 4th round pick who has the same kind of impact for his current team? Dawson Knox. And where does Dawson Knox play for the Buffalo Bills, right? And it's literally they take a lot of what Kansas City and Buffalo does, which was a great game to watch in between this Giants great win and then bridging the gap to having seen the Yankees play. It was fucking perfect, man. I was like, oh, I get to watch the Bills play Kansas City in between. Okay, cool. Let's go. All day sports. So, you know, it's just great to see that because when you look at those two teams and you see what they bring and you see how they interchange with one another and how they go at it and they play that football, bro, that's what the Giants are building towards, especially offensively with Kafka and Dable. And then you go to the defensive side. Maybe we're slightly different. We bring our own little like leverage there with Wink because Wink brings his own system. It was a great fucking gimme game there, you know, and it's going to be fun to watch because I also read another thing too, where, you know, the number 1 pick in Trayvon Walker, who we are going to see this Sunday, has like 10 quarterback pressures in all 6 games, where Thibodeau has 14 in 4 games, 14 and 4. So, bro, I mean, look, his sacks might not be up there. I have been watching him under a microscope, and I think part of the reason why I do that is because Parsons is just always in the back of my fucking head. We missed on him. I wanted him a lot last year. I was watching the Penn State-Michigan game on Saturday. Parsons was tweeting out, "Go fucking Penn State." You know what I'm saying? Like, this motherfucker haunts me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I desperately want Thibs to be the fucking guy in the NFC East and in the NFC and in the NFL. But let's start with the East first, right? And that's where, like, I just hold it on there. But, man, to see this fucking kid come up because, dude, throughout the game, I was losing it. Yo, Lamar was making him look like a fucking rookie with those read options and the fakes and, you know, holding the ball just long enough. And Thibs is diving on the running back and boom, Lamar's breaking out for a 12-yard gain, a 15-yard gain, 12-yard gain again. It was driving me nuts. I'm like, damn, he's abusing the rookie. I was going nuts. But, yo, when the game was on the line, and fucking Lamar's supposed to be the fucking MVP candidate, and he was an MVP in this league, comes down the field. Who comes up with the big strip sack? Fucking Thibodeau, bro. So hats off to that kid. You know, they fucking knocked us for taking him, that he had a bad attitude. He had all these different things going on. There was all different types of tweets going out. And literally all the veterans were surrounding him, calling him, you the man, you the man. We love you and all that kind of shit. So, yo, good things to come, man. I can't wait till we have Ojulari matched up on this fucking line and let's see what happens.
He's supposed to be back this week.
Yep.
Yeah. You got to
he's going to be back this week. We're going to have our full defensive line going this week.
You got to give Wink some credit, though, too.
This whole team, man, like every fucking player, you go up and down the roster, and it's just guys you want to root for. You look, Julian Love, 4th round pick, basically just a cast aside as far as like from the fan base. Like he had his kind of cult following, for lack of a better term. Like I love Julian Love. I know you guys love Julian Love, but he was never somebody who was ever brought up in conversations as far as like one of the better players that was on the Giants, you know, during his 4 years, which he was. And then he was just taken for granted. I mean, moved all over the field, different defensive schemes, and just performed. And, you know, after the game, he's talking about how he fucking, you know, he kind of, you know, I guess the pressure was getting to him and Lamar was just overthinking the situation. And that ball just hit him right in the bicep. That, I mean, maybe it wasn't a perfect snap, but it wasn't bad enough snap that a fucking professional quarterback that has an MVP trophy can't catch. He was in his head thinking about what was going on. That ball goes sailing right past him. McKinney comes free, fucking chases Lamar, forces him into fucking potentially making a bad decision, which he obviously does, and just throws the ball across his body into the middle of the field. He saw the opportunity to throw to his fullback, but Julian Love was just kind of deking him, catches it, and then fucking runs it back, bro. Just plays like that. Guys like, growing their stardom in the NFL. Like, it's just cool to see, bro.
Young team.
Just the whole fucking team. We're gonna talk about Daniel Jones later, but
it's a very, very young team, John. But you got to give credit to like Wink too for making this happen. When he kept Lamar Jackson in the pocket, he made him look. He made him throw the ball, and he looked like shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, especially on the last couple of drives, and especially in the second half, like if you keep Lamar in the pocket, he's just not a traditional pocket passer. You force him to do that, and he kind of exposed Lamar Jackson in a way. And a lot of the NFL should really take notice of that. And I
think if you just make him think, I think it looks like if you put him under pressure and you make him think, not under pressure as far as like winning, one-on-ones constantly, like just overpowering the offensive line. They have a good offensive line, but just making him thinking, putting him under pressure of like, what exactly is this defense doing? How are they trying to bait me and to play me, and make him really, really think? And it fucking worked, bro. They try to, massage it and just roll with the punches, like kind of Floyd Mayweather through the first, 2 quarters of the game, first 2 quarters and 2.5 quarters of the game. And then they just dialed it up and said, okay, here we know what we need to do. We figured out the fucking puzzle, and that's it. And it was just downhill from there. It was another game where the, Giants second half, just all the way across the board, players and coaches just dominant, straight dominant.
Well, I mean, listen, it was crazy because you did mention how they had, Baltimore had a very good offensive line. They did. Their offensive line is outstanding. I mean, bro, they made Kenyon Drake look like he was a fucking superstar running back, or he was playing in Alabama again. The dude ran for 119 yards. Let's not forget, Lamar still rushed for like over 70. If you would have told me that they would have combined for almost 200 yards rushing and we would beat them, I would have been like, you're out of your fucking mind. You're crazy, all right? But you know what? I did mention this again, and I don't want to put a feather in my cap, but I said it's going to come down to what coaches make the adjustments in that second half. And for whatever reason, man, we are staying the course and we are making the better adjustments. The one thing that worried me a little bit, and I just hope that Nick Gates or Lemieux or one of them or both of them are really coming along and getting healthy faster than not, because that time when Feliciano left the game early on in the second quarter, it got scary. Yep. Jones had to go under center. We lost a little bit of our offense. It didn't look the same. Like, guys were out of position. We were getting pressure up the middle. It fell apart quick. But hopefully these guys are healthy. Feliciano gutted it out. He came right back in, and we're right back to business. So, those are just certain things that you got to be concerned about moving forward. Because like we said, and we'll get into it later when we do the pick'em segment for sure. Look, we can't sleep on Jacksonville, man. They are a good team.
Preview time.
Dude, playing in Florida in the middle of October when you're in New York and it's like 50, 60 degrees, you go down there, it's 90. Yeah, that fucking wears on you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck who you are.
It's going to be a tough game. So we're previewing this game against Jacksonville now. We are underdogs, right? Jacksonville is -3 against us. We're underdogs again for another week. I tell you, it is going to be a tough game, but what other NFL team really wants to play the Giants right now?
Nobody.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't want to fucking play us. Who the fuck wants to play us? So Trevor Lawrence is really gonna light it up against Wink's defense when we're getting our whole line pretty much come back healthy. I don't know about that, boys. I think it's gonna be a close game, like, because we always play fucking close games, and it's gonna give me a heart attack one fucking day. That's why I'm going to the hospital, like going to get the doctor every fucking Saturday before fucking Sunday comes, just to check, make sure my vitals are okay. Because this team, man. I tell you, if I keep drinking like this, it's gonna be a problem. And I'm doing the sober October, just not on Sundays. Like, I'm getting hammered on Sundays, but sober October for the rest of the month. So
it doesn't count as sober October.
It definitely doesn't count, but whatever.
No, I make my own rules. I make my own rules here. But yeah,
I don't know, man. Listen, 27 days out of the month I don't drink, but those 4 I go fucking hard as shit.
No doubt.
I don't know. I really don't. I listen. I get that I've always been fucking pro Giants, like. But I just don't see how that team with a second year, or what is Trevor Lawrence in his second or third year in the league? Second year quarterback who hasn't lit it up yet. I mean, he just hasn't. He hasn't jumped off the page. There's been other quarterbacks that have been talked about above him since he came into the league. He's good. Obviously, he's not good, but we just embarrassed Lamar Jackson and fucking Aaron Rodgers, the last 3 MVPs, we just embarrassed them with our defense, like just the defensive scheme. Where Trevor Lawrence is going to figure us out, I just don't know. I don't think that's going to be the case, and I think that we're going to be able to apply that much more pressure. I don't know, man. I'm not a gambler, so I don't put money on games, but
you know what it is, John? It has more to do with our offense. I think that's where that spread kind of comes in. I think that's why they're factoring that spread, because even though we were close to pretty much putting up 30 points, if you really look at it against the Ravens, but they don't see that. They don't really see that. They just look at the way the offense was going and how they're trailing late in games. But I mean, listen, they keep coming back in the fourth quarter. Shades of Eli Manning. Well, but the reason why we're not talking about Daniel Jones so much, guys, is because we're waiting for to talk about him during the Haters Club segment, because a lot of guys came up against us for the Haters Club. But yeah, preview this game, like Jacksonville, they got a nice little offense. They got a decent defense. I think, Jules, you said they made Buffalo look like shit, right, last year?
Yeah, I mean, listen, look, this is where it could be somewhat of a revenge game for Dable, right? So Wink had his revenge game last year, and Dable, as offensive coordinator, may want to go in there and make a statement if we can, if we have the guys healthy, if we can get down the field, if we don't tire out. He's going to prep them properly, because Buffalo went in there last year around the same time in the season. It was like mid to late October. Don't hold me to it. I think it was mid-October. I think it was pretty much right around the same time. And they got held down. The Josh Allen that looked like a fucking superstar was the Josh Allen defensive tackle for Jacksonville. That dude had like 3 sacks. He had like fucking 6 tackles. He was a maniac. They couldn't fucking stop the guy, you know? So listen, you cannot sleep on that team. And now that was with a team that had Urban Meyer as the head coach. Doug Peterson is a hell of a better coach than Meyer is on the NFL professional level, without question. Okay. And Peterson's got these guys playing much like Detroit's been playing, much like we've been playing, but we just got a little bit of that edge and we're getting the fucking W's while the teams aren't, right? So these teams are scrappy, man. This is a scrappy, tough Jacksonville team. Let's not forget, they had Washington on the ropes week 1. They should have won on the road. All right. They had the Colts on the ropes. They should have beat them. You add another 2 wins to this team. They're 4-2. All of a sudden, you're looking at this team way differently. All right. It's going to be hard to put up points, like Mike said, when you're down there in Florida in that heat. I mean, look, they were doing studies all because of the fact that the Dolphins a few weeks back beat Buffalo. But if you look at what they did, they put the Buffalo over in the sun. Remember, I was saying that shit when we did the pickup segment the following week. They did the temperatures because Minnesota got a taste of the same thing this previous week. And literally they showed that the Miami sideline was 90 degrees. The Minnesota sideline was temperatures on the field in the sun felt like it was 130. That's fucking insane, dude. That's all right. Great. You know what I mean? So, like, look, I don't know who put the statistics
Good thing
out
we're
there.
Wearing white.
Doing this kind of shit. It was definitely going on in Buffalo. It might have even been hotter because it was hotter that day.
If Jacksonville was smart and they were legit playing fucking temperature games like that, they would wear white uniforms and make the away team wear their fucking dark.
That's what Miami does.
Don't they play in a dome though? Don't they have a stadium like a?
No. They play at Sun Life Stadium, which is actually in Hollywood, Florida. But yes, it's outdoors. Okay. They have the Orange Bowl there now for college football. It's a good stadium. I've been there a couple times. It's cool. It is, but yeah, man. Listen,
if I'm the Giants,
I've never been to Jacksonville, so I don't know what the dynamics of their stadium is truly like. We're going to find out, but I think it's got a similar setup to it, where the opponent team's going to be in the sun, and the sun goes down, and you're in that heat, man. Look, that's a factor. That's an advantage. The same goes for any of the teams that are up north. When you got to come up here in late November, early December, and it's fucking cold as shit, and you're out there, and you're in 75 degrees, 80 degrees in Miami.
Jules,
So
if I'm the Giants players in the Jacksonville game, I'm jumping up on the roof, that pool that they got. I'm going in there for fucking swim. And I'm coming back down and fucking playing the game, man.
And then listen, defensively, I really do hope Ojulari is back, because I want to see what this defensive front can really do when we're fully healthy. Because listen, let's face it, Evan Ingram, say what you want, he's going to play with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's going to see what Mark Andrews just did last week, and he's going to think that he could do that. I'm not saying he will, but he's going to have that mentality. He's going to have that mindset. And all it takes is a couple of quick early passes that Trevor could get in a rhythm with him, and they could be off a little bit. Let's also not forget that Christian Kirk might be the best slot receiver we've seen so far this year. All right, let's just seriously go through it. We haven't really seen much. Yes, there will be other ones down, moving along as we play and get into the better other games. But as of right now, I think Christian Kirk would probably be the best slot receiver we see. So I don't know how guys are going to match up against him. That's going to be another thing to watch for this week when we get ready to play. So there's a couple of things. It's the Heat. There is Evan Ingram. There is the Trevor Lawrence. There is the aspect that they held Buffalo's offense to 6 points last year in a very similar situation. And now they have the kid Walker. So, it's not going to be a cakewalk. There's a reason why the Giants are going in as 3-point underdogs. But again, I will take the Giants all day because it's hard to not take them. When you're on this much, when you're on a 4-game winning streak, how you fucking betting against that team, dude? It doesn't make sense now.
What's the over-under on the amount of drops Evan Ingram would have? Like, is it 5.5 or some shit right now? Like, I'm taking the over on that one.
I just hope if the football gods, I mean, they seem to be shining on us right now, and let them just send us a little bit of message. Big Blue Offensive, us three, and our fucking, our listeners, and just people we talk to on Twitter and shit like that we fuck around talking about the Giants. Let them send us a message. Let Evan Ingram pop up a ball the way he always did for the Giants that turns into an interception.
Please,
just once, like, just for old time's sake. You know what I'm saying? Just for old time's sake, Evan. Just do it once. Like, we allowed you to play, be a fucking focal point of an offense, got you a decent contract down in Jacksonville. Just do us the favor.
John,
you heard us a lot. Do us the favor. Pay us back.
He should literally just take the ball and just hand it to a defender as a gift.
Just catch it and hand it right off.
Just hand it to him. Like, here, take it for all the troubles we fucking caused you.
Oh my God. I don't know, man. I mean, I get, listen, any given Sunday, any team can win. I don't know. I'm not ready to say.
I mean, nobody had the Bucks losing in Pittsburgh last weekend. Nobody thought the Jets were going to go into Green Bay and whoop Green Bay's ass. All right.
Nobody.
Like, there was a lot of fucking upset. Yo, listen, the 49ers.
I get it.
Right?
We're that team as well.
Riding high on the 49ers. I said, 2 East Coast games coming over. At
Atlanta.
1 o'clock start. You never know what happens in that game. And fucking sure enough, they lost too. So it happens. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, these games happen.
Of course it happens.
Jacksonville's in a
That's
position.
why we play the games. But
what I gotta say is Jacksonville's in a position to beat the Giants. They're in position to beat us. Whether or not they execute, whether or not we don't come up with a better plan, that's why we play the game. But they are in a better position currently at home this time of the year with the heat factor and everything in their favor. They deserve to be a 3-point favorite. That's all I'm saying. Whether or not they
deserve to be 3-point favorites, you said?
They deserve to be a 3-point
favorite.
No,
they don't.
Yeah, bro. It's because of what I said earlier. They should be a 4-2 team, and they're at home. So you always give the home team.
But they're not a 4-2 team. They've scored 6 points in a game. Like, they're not a 4. They're not a 4. They're a 2-4 team.
We'll see.
And the two teams that they beat are the two of the worst teams in the entire fucking league.
We'll get there. We'll get to the pig segment.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the pig. That's all for the pig segment.
I'm already calling override, so I don't know
I can smell an override coming. Let's take a quick commercial break, man. We recap, we preview, then we'll get into the Haters Club segment and the pick and bull. So we'll be right back on the BBO NYG podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO NYG podcast. I'm Mike. That's Jules. That's John. Guys, it's that time. It's that time for the Haters Club, man.
Hey.
Welcome all you ignorant ass bitches, critics, complainers, disgruntled rappers, and racists especially, to the 9th annual International Player Haters Ball. Oh man, hate.
Hated debate. You know what it is. We call out the haters, we call out the debaters, all in good fun. We like to talk shit with you guys. People have strong opinions, whether we like them or not, but everybody's entitled to one. So this is what I did, guys. I'm going to nominate 3 guys. Well, actually, not me. Chad Powers is going to nominate the 3 guys, okay? Because this is what Chad Powers posted on Twitter over the weekend. So Chad Powers writes this in his tweet. If Tom Brady was on the Giants team, we would not be 5-1. No way he's able to run for his life to make plays like Daniel Jones. Imagine Tom with only a clean pocket for about 5 or 6 times a game. So this is me. I'm not saying, Daniel Jones is better than Tom Brady. I never said that. I just said with this team, there's no way Tom Brady will be able to run side to side and to try to make plays. He's too old to do that. He needs to, Tom Brady, his claim to fame is getting the ball out quick. And Tom Brady, when he gets the ball out quick, he's looking at his first read. So people are coming after me saying, oh, Danny Jones only looks at one way. I'm like, if you want him to get the ball out, the first guy got to be open, like Tom Brady hits. Tom Brady, when he gets the ball released quick, he's eyeing one guy. And if that guy's not open, then he goes through his progressions if he has time. But you know what it is. So basically, I was telling like these guys on here, I'm like, listen, I watched plenty of Duke games when Daniel Jones was quarterback. I gambled on him. I spent a lot of money gambling on college football. I watched it all the time. So this guy's like, oh, he stinks. He was never good. He didn't go through his progressions. So this guy, Joe Polaro at Padre de Ocho. So basically, like we're going back and forth debating. And he's like, if you watch all these Duke games, then what's the name of the stadium that he plays on? Now, I've never heard a guy come after me during a debate asking me what the name of the stadium that college kids played ball in football stadium.
As if you couldn't Google it before you answered this question.
Yeah,
What a
seriously,
retard.
especially nowadays.
But I'm like, why?
That's the dumbest
I'm
thing
like,
I've ever heard in my life.
I almost like, if there was a moderator, I would have gave him the victory. I'd be like, you know what, man, you win, because I've never heard that question.
Just shut up. You and your mom are hillbillies.
All right, Duke. I'm like, basketball, like they play in indoor Cameron Stadium. I know that, but it's like I've never paid out. Like I don't even know where the Giants, like when they went to go play it in London. Where is that? London Bridge Stadium? I don't even know the fucking goddamn name. What the fuck do I care?
They
She
were
was
Wembley.
falling down, I'll tell you that.
So like, yeah. So shout out to Joe Polaro with that, man. He really threw me for a loop where I actually giggled. I'm like,
what the fuck does that got to do with anything, bro? Like, who the fuck is watching Duke football? Like, seriously? No, for real.
It's not even that. It's not even that.
Pause.
Forget about like what it means to merit that the name of the stadium that this random fucking college team plays at, that no one watches their fucking football games.
Thank you.
The fact that he asked a question that the entirety of humanity can get right before they answered, but wow, he doesn't even see if you can fucking Google it. I mean, that's
right.
It's bananas. It is a bananas thing to do in 2022. It asks somebody a question. They can easily just copy and paste your question into Google and then copy and paste the response. Not even have to think. And what? Now what are you gonna say? Oh, you do know the name of the stadium, and then what your argument's over?
It's Wallace Wade, by the way.
I didn't even want to. Yeah, Jules.
I gotta Google that shit. I already did.
I didn't even want to. That's my point. I was like, I'm not wasting my time taking my time. I don't want that part as my Google history search. All right, I got enough problems up in Google history that I got to
fucking Google that shit right now.
So it's Wallace Wade. It's Wallace Wade. I did it. I had to. I was like, are you kidding me? Wallace Wade Stadium. So it's just of 40,000 people.
He just said that because I told him, it's like, dude, I watched plenty of Duke games. I won and I lost a lot of money on Duke games in college, watching him play. Like I watch college football. Like I know these quarterbacks. I've lost a lot of money watching these fucking people play. So it just threw me for a loop. I found it amusing, to be honest with you. I thought that shit was fucking crazy and funny at the same time.
So I have a point I want to make about Daniel Jones and the roster as a whole. That you have the three guys you want to call out. I'm going to throw somebody in there as a bonus, just and in honor of our Yankees. We'll do that at the end. Okay. My nominee for the Haters Club. But yeah, I want to hear the other two nominees for the Haters Club, and then I got to get this point out.
You probably know this guy. Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this.
You want me to name him now, John?
Oh yeah, I want to. Yeah, let's go through it.
All right, so the next one, you've probably seen him before. His name is DJ8 Needs to Go. So you know what that means. So I'm like, you call yourself a Giant fan, DJ8 Needs to Go. At Giants 212. You call yourself a Giants fan, but you put that shit in your fucking in your name. Like I get you don't like him, but he's coming.
What? 212?
Giants 212. Basically, he came he said he's like, Tom Brady doesn't take an eternity to go through his progressions like Jones does. If he were the Giants QB, we would be 6-0 because we would have beaten Dallas. I'm like, all right, Tom Brady has, all right, DJ, 8 needs to go. Tom Brady has, guys named Mike Evans, number one wide receiver, pretty much in the NFL, one of the top guys. Then he has, Godwin. He had Gronk forever there. He had Fortunate running the game. Then he's got Julio Jones, Russell Gage. He has wide receivers. We don't. And that's the whole point that I was trying to make. You know what I'm saying? You're going to look this week when Arizona plays on Thursday night. All of a sudden he gets, DeAndre Hopkins back. I mean, sure, Kyler Murray looked like shit for the past couple weeks, but he's got his number one target back. So you don't think that's going to make a difference? That's my whole point here with these people coming after Daniel Jones, because they keep calling he's another one that called Daniel Jones a game manager. And I can't stand the whole thing with people calling Daniel Jones a game manager. It's good. It's just because we're 5-1 that they have to use an excuse. They have to find another excuse because we're 5-1 to call him a game manager. But meanwhile, he has like the most fourth quarter comebacks in the NFL so far this year. So I mean, that's kind of shades of Eli Manning when you really think about it, coming back. So he's another nominee. And then the last guy, I'll go through him real quick. He's STEM, at STEM_YN. Basically just like kind of said the same thing. He's like, I've done plenty of research. Brady had pieces like Edelman and Amendola, Gronk, but you keep making excuses for DJ. KG was paid, meaning Kenny Golladay, paid to be the number one. We had Shep, but you still dig for BS excuses. Keep going full later, bud. I'm like, that's really nice. I'm like, so pretty much you're proving my point. You're saying like Tom Brady did have weapons, but you're saying like KG's our number one. Meanwhile, he hasn't done shit. You know, he's not a real number one, obviously. Shep got hurt again, so he's not very reliable. And, you know, we're throwing to practice squad players again. So, I mean, those are my nominations for the Haters Club, Hate and Debate. You guys that I all mentioned, you three guys, you're all welcome to come on the BBO and we talk shit and debate about it. And if you want to do that, especially like that guy Joe that wants to talk about NFL stadiums, I could pull a list of NFL stadiums when he comes on. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about capacity. We're talking about vendors, whatever you want, man. Whatever you want, Joe. But that's
I don't know what the colors of the stadiums are.
That's my list of Haters Club. But I do, before we go, guys, I want to go give like a nice guy that I seen come up in these lists of arguments where Carl Banks, you know, went after, like, I think Carl Banks had a tweet that says Daniel Jones slander go. And this one guy, Charlie Vacciano, he basically said,
Charlie from BBKL, fucking that asshole.
Charlie said he's still a mediocre QB who can't throw for 200 yards. We won because the other team imploded, not because our pathetic offense and QB. Facts. Carl Banks was like, pathetic tweet. Then New York Pete was like, Charlie is one of the worst people on Giants Twitter. He's been like this a long time. Not worth your time to engage, Banks. And then this guy, hilarious. I want to throw him into, like, I don't know what we could call it, but the greatest fucking club of all time. This guy, Howie Bradley, at Howie B_2. He was like, he just came out this. I didn't expect this. He's like, Charlie sits when he pees. Like, and like, yo, he caught me so off guard with that tweet. I must have been fucking in tears for like 10 or 15 minutes just laughing. I'm like, dude, that's a great tweet, man. I don't even know who the Charlie guy is, but yeah, I bet he does sit down and fucking pee, man. Terrific.
If you listen to VBKL, which is like the Giants in-house podcast, which is good, it's worth a listen. They're on every single day. He calls in and just cries about Daniel Jones. In the offseason, it's literally 5 days a week, and then fucking they ban him from calling more than twice a week, and every single time he calls, he says something like that. But just the simplicity of he sits when he pees, just small words, nice, no thinking, just sits when he pees, and you get the visual of this old guy who sounds like a woman, because when he calls in, he literally sounds like a woman. Just peeing, it's perfect. That's excellent right there. That is like a delicious cheeseburger, simple and delicious.
Listen, you know what's crazy is that I'm gonna throw out what the NFL calls an MVP candidate as of today for the NFL. Right, a quarterback who has 1,500 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, with a 60% completion rate, 293 yards on the ground, and 6 touchdowns there, which is very impressive on that end because he has the 6 touchdowns. That's an MVP candidate, though, for real. 6 games into the season. I don't know, because the other quarterback I want to compare this MVP candidate to has 1,000 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 211 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, and his completion percentage is 70%.
Who's that?
So that's Daniel Jones, the last one there, okay? And he's 5-1. Who was the MVP? Jalen Hurts. Ooh. So, dude, like, yeah, look, yes, he's got 500 yards more passing. He's got like 80 yards more rushing with a few more touchdowns. But he also has 2 fucking most healthy receivers. One that's a fucking Pro Bowler. All right. His fucking tight end Goddard is a top receiving guy. Miles Sanders has been playing out of his fucking mind. His offensive line is supposed to be better, and his stats aren't that much better. And yet they're talking this motherfucker up like he's ready to get the MVP trophy. And Daniel Jones is a fucking backup game manager, right? So you got to fucking pause for a minute. Jones is playing out of his fucking mind right now, all right? Plain and fucking simple. I'm sick of it. You saw that when Robinson was in the game, it changed the fucking passing game. And he was at limited fucking participation in that game. Bro, he had the one stop and caught Bowman.
He had 15 snaps.
Yeah, what?
That's all he had. It's like 15 snaps the whole game.
That's what I'm saying. Bro, he didn't even play. And the dude was fucking, he already had a touchdown pass. Could you imagine him fucking healthy on the field with any other fucking one of our wide receivers that's supposed to be one of our starting wide receivers? Dude, it's like, it's stupid. I want to see what Jalen Hurts does without Devonta Smith and without fucking AJ in the lineup. Yeah. I would love to see what his numbers look like then. They would look like dog shit, just like Kyler Murray. And it's a whisper as of right now, but it's going to get to that point in time. If Murray continues this way, where they haven't scored in the first quarter all fucking season long, who's the better quarterback of that draft? I'm just going to keep putting it out there, right? We're not there yet, but listen, this shit's got to stop. The dude is fucking playing. If you think that maybe he's got to prove it one more year, and I could see fans that want to see at least one more year, fuck it, we franchise tag Daniel next year. Plain and fucking simple, done, it's over. But man, to sit back and say that this dude isn't doing the right thing, he's got 2 turnovers on the year, one which wasn't even his fucking fault, and bro, and his fucking numbers are decent when you compare him to an MVP candidate. He's only a couple hundred yards short with fucking Ricky James and some other fucking practice guy he signed yesterday. Stop, man. I can't.
Jules, that's the John. Sorry, real quick before you go. That's the point of contention between a lot of this fan base, between like a Giants Twitter, this debate over Daniel Jones. I mean, you see it all over Twitter, even in our group text. Like, I think John told Vin to stop crying, and Vin was like, "Don't just stick to football, buddy. I'll put a horse's head in your bed." Like, it's causing people like the big like arguments over like, you know, over Daniel Jones. Not really arguments, but just debating and talking shit.
Yeah.
But it's causing like, you know, like a whole big contention over this. But like, I just really believe that's just an excuse for people to say now to call him a game manager because we're winning. If we weren't winning, then they could just be like, he sucks, he sucks. He's just, you know, but that's, listen, you could have the best quarterback in the NFL. You're not winning Super Bowls a lot of times with just the best guy. You know what I'm saying? You need a complete football team, and he's winning games and he's coming back in the fourth quarter. That's what you want.
That's the thing, man. Coming back in the fourth quarter, like, I don't understand why that's just not being, I do understand. I do understand. There's a certain type of person, and these are the people who are still going, we need more time with Daniel Jones to know if he's going to be the guy, if he's got it. Like, what the fuck else do you need to say? See, what I wanted to say before that I think is tremendously important with the topic of Daniel Jones, and a lot of the players on his team, Dexter Lawrence, Julian Love, Leonard Williams, even, he proved it while the bad coaches were still here, except for, Patrick Graham kind of pulled it out of him. But you saw the whole time from literally his first game in the league, you saw potential. You saw that there was talent there, and it was a little bit wild. There was different shit that was going on around him, and things it wasn't a clean, just polished quarterback yet. Quarterback situation and quarterback in general, team as a whole. And all of a sudden, now you get competent offensive line play, right? They're pretty decent, given Daniel Jones a pocket, especially in the last few games. They've really come together, Evan Neal and all those guys. And you needed to get somebody in here who was going to be able to just polish it, harness the talent that he has and all the players have. And it was there. That's why I've never been like, we need a full season. Like, all you're saying your full season to give yourself the maximum amount of time to be like, I was right. You won't admit it, and you're buying yourself enough time to say that he's not the fuck. How could you say it at this point? How could you say it at this point with no one? Like, everybody makes excuses for Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't have Devontae Adams, and for fucking this quarterback and that quarterback about who they don't have. And with Daniel Jones, he's literally throwing to guys that today Today they signed Marcus Johnson to the fucking off the practice squad to the roster. Literally throwing to practice squad for 3 games in a row that we just fucking won. Literally, his leading snap getter at the wide receiver position was a practice squatter. And no one wants to make excuses for him. This kid's had fucking talent the entire fucking time. He's shown that he can throw the ball. He's sure that he's wildly athletic for fucking this tall, lanky, like fucking just like bookworm white guy looking fucking motherfucker. And he's just got it, bro. At this point, like I just don't know how people deny it. It makes my fucking blood boil that people who fucking wear Giants jerseys on Sundays and fucking root for this team can just pretend like they don't see what the rest of us are fucking seeing. That clutch gene, that's championship shit, bro. That's what winners are fucking made of. He's done it 4 times for you in fucking 6 weeks.
One aspect of his game that definitely needs improvement is his awareness. That's it. It needs improvement. All right. And it can improve.
Wow,
all
why
right.
do you say that,
No
though?
one's going to take that away because it was a thing,
point?
right? There was one play, I think it was in the 3rd quarter, if I'm not mistaken, where literally Neal and he was getting help, crushed the outside defender, crushed him. The dude was in the fucking turf. And Daniel Jones steps up, but he's got to learn that he needs to step up and step over. When you see that the rush and everything is dead to your right side and that your right tackle has literally buried somebody in the ground, you got to step up and over, because obviously the only way you're going to get sacked is coming from your left side. And he steps up and right into a defender. And I'm like, dude, look. So
what happened on that play?
I'm being real nitpicky, though. I'm being real nitpicky, too.
No, you're just misinformed. So
well, how am I misinformed? You were watching
no, it's
simple.
That's what it is. because you texted in the group chat when that play happened.
Of course I did.
Right, exactly. But again, it was just a matter of seeing it live, seeing it on on television while you're watching the game.
All right.
What ended up happening was he stepped up to throw the ball, but Saquon fell, so he couldn't throw the ball. And at that point, he was already going forward, and he couldn't throw the ball anymore.
Was Saquon running an out route, or was he running a crossing?
He was just right fucking 4 yards away from the line of scrimmage.
So he just hooked.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a hook or whatever the fuck you would call the route.
Saquon knows how to do that too. You're supposed to still drift. Look, it's something they can correct this week in practice. It's that simple. It's not like something that's going to tarnish his career or that's what it is. But the point that I'm trying to make with that is people see that shit and they fucking highlight it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
they
like you right now.
That shit with their magic marker. It was a play that I want to see him get better at, because if he starts making those plays, dude, ain't nobody gonna be able to say a fucking thing about it. That's what I'm trying to say. He's got to learn to step up and over. He did not
make the play. He did the right thing. He didn't throw the ball to a receiver that was on his back.
But Saquon will go to the right as well. Saquon's going to continue that pattern. He'll drift off. He'll break it. They'll get in rhythm with one another. If you go to the Kansas City Buffalo game, right? Knox scores a touchdown late in the 4th quarter for them. Josh Allen was telling them to keep moving. As he was on the run, you could see Josh pointing over, and then he delivers the pass. And that was fucking 2 hours later in the day. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you really want Josh. Jeez, if you really want Daniel Jones to start getting that recognition where it becomes undeniable, he's got to be able to do those extra little moves. He's doing what he needs to right now. He's winning games. He's looking sharp. Turnovers are down. I just fucking went on a rant promoting him. But like I said, like now I'm going to look at him like I look at Thibs. I want my guys to be the best, man. I want them to get a little bit better. Like that's what I want to see him working on this week of practice. You know, that kind
look at it from this standpoint. I'm not like a statistics guy and stuff like that. And if you look at like the regular, Google stats and you just look at fucking what the main stats are, his numbers don't jump off the page. But there's a couple of reasons for that. One is obviously the receiving core, but 2, they have one of the best rushing offenses in the league. So if your primary objective is to shorten the game with a good running game and it works, then that's obviously going to be a detriment to your passing statistics. In a situation like this, if you want to really know what you have at the quarterback, you would look at something a little bit more advanced than just like regular, yards, touchdowns, and stuff like that. You want to see like all the advanced metrics that they talk about, fucking ADOT, that depth of target, expected completion percentage, all those things. And all those advanced metrics, Daniel Jones is like top 2 and 3 in the league almost across the board. So with what he's expected to do with what's on the field, he's maximizing it to an elite level. So I don't know, man. I don't think any of that stuff matters. I think it's just people like to not like Daniel Jones. There's something like cool almost that they feel about like not liking Daniel Jones, and it just fucking drives me crazy because
They want to college.
I get Eagles fans, Redskins, well, fucking Commanders fans, and even any other NFL team in general. Period. Don't like him, fine, but it's within the fan base that just fucking irks me. It's like,
Yeah,
bro, like that's your fucking guy. Even if you're wrong, he's still your fucking guy.
Here comes the true test. We got two, challenge. I don't want to put tough. I don't want to say, outmatched, whatever. But we have two challenging road games back to back. All right. And in essence, if we split, that's amazing. All right. Let's put it out there. That's fucking pretty damn good if we split, because then you go into the bye at 6-2. Okay. But splitting is what needs to be done. So we can get it done first in Jacksonville. Then we're playing with house money when we go out to Seattle, because those are going to be two tough road games that are out of the division. Number one, like we mentioned with Jacksonville, with the Heat and everything else, and we'll preview Seattle when that comes, one game at a time. That's what we got to preach. That's what's being preached in the locker room. But look, it's not going to be a cakewalk when you go out to Seattle, man, especially playing on the West Coast, and they got their kind of like shit going on out there. Geno Smith's got that team playing better than Russell did. I don't know what's going on with him. It's going to be challenging, because I'll tell you this much. If the Giants end up somehow going 2-0, and we go fucking, and we're literally sitting at 7-1 going into the bye week, and then we play Houston at home coming out. Holy shit!
And in Detroit,
listen,
you're 9-1, bro. You're fucking 9-1.
I'll even take 6-2 going into that bye week. You come out, you beat Houston, and you go to 7-2.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Because then we had Detroit and the division with the Colts and Minnesota mixed in, and then the shit's gonna get fucking great, and you're gonna see some really solid, important football for the first time in New York in over 6 years in November and December. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got to go down and we got to take care of business in Jacksonville. And as long as everybody keeps playing the way they do, and we get Ojulari back, and Wendell is another week healthier, listen, we just need one more fucking receiver. I really hope that your guys, I said I was Team Robinson's from the start of the season, and so far that's paying off, because your boy Tony, I don't even think has an NFL touchdown yet. Okay, in his fucking year and a half of his fucking NFL career. But
he doesn't have a touchdown yet.
He doesn't have a touchdown yet. So I mean, look, Wendell's already up on him a leg. So let's get one more fucking guy healthy, man. One more receiver, please, for the fucking love of God. Or can Wendell play maybe 70% of the snaps this week? And, we have Slade, and we mix in the other guys as that number two and change the pace. And, Bellinger keeps playing the way he's been playing, and we just fucking go.
Wendell's going to lock up the slot role for sure. I mean, you can see it. They just, he's a rookie, and it's his first time. He played fucking a quarter or half of a quarter in week one, and then he was done until fucking this week. So they're not going to just throw him in there for fucking 60 snaps. Like, they got to make sure that he's in packages and just grows within the offense. But you can see him instantly locking down that fucking that inside cornerback role. And then you got Darius Slayton on the outside. As long as he stays healthy for the rest of the year, I'm fine with him as a number two receiver. And then if we can find the number one receiver in either Tony, or if we could sign somebody on the street or whatever, they'd make a trade before the trade deadline and to get a real number one receiver in here. I don't know why you wouldn't do that at this point.
Listen, and let me just tell you one thing too. You can make that slot receiver your number one. It's been done. Wes Welker, guys like that. Wes Welker. You had a few of the ones with New England.
Amendola.
Yeah, there was a few.
Victor
Cruz. Right. So you don't really need like that true, like whatever. You want a bigger body. Like if Tony could ever come around and be a fucking third of what you drafted him to be, he could be the outside guy. Him and Slayton. You put him on both ends. We're good. And then you put this kid in the slot.
Bro.
They're saying maybe trade.
I fucking wish this kid gets fucking healthy.
They're saying now rumors going around that they're looking to trade Tony.
I could see that.
But
they're a New York team. You can never believe shit like that.
That's true, but it seems like the writing is on the wall for that kid. And if they do trade him, I could see them making a move for a wide receiver. And we mentioned him last week. But listen, I think it's a wrap with that. With the Daniel Jones debate, we'll talk about him more as the season goes on, because that's a hot topic.
Yeah, we will.
But
that's gonna be the button all year.
It is. You gotta push John's button sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking love that kid, man. I was telling Nancy's uncle. He's like, why do you like him so much? I was like, because everybody fucking hates him. That's why. That's why I fucking like him.
Yeah, the underdog story, bro. It's like Rocky.
It's not. It's more than just that. I'm usually not even an underdog guy. Like I like fucking being the dominant motherfucker. Like I don't care about the underdog. Like I'm not even kidding. But just something about him, just the way he was, just the disloyalty, I think is what it is. Maybe it's just the Guinea in me. I don't really know. But
Like
just
I said,
something
he's
about
like Rocky, bro. Rocky was no slouch. He wasn't getting pushed around.
Right. All right, guys. Let's we got to wrap this up. We got to go into the pick segment.
Let's do the pick 'em, baby.
NFL picks.
Wait a minute, Mike. Before you start, I just want to fucking put. Now, I'm definitely put a feather in my cap because you're going into the picking and betting world. All right. I'm sorry. There's one person on this team that is 2-0 in override bets. So let's give it up to Jules, baby. Yeah. And I had like 2 other overrides going in that I couldn't get in because we only do one. But let's keep it rolling, fellas. Let's get this done on Thursday night.
I might actually listen to you on this fucking pig segment. All right, here we go. Rise up in the lead right now at 62. Mike Birdie at 58. We're making a comeback. We're at 55. Then a couple guys below us. So here we go. The picks for this week. The Thursday night game. D-Hop is back. The Cardinals at home. They're -1.5 against the Saints. I know, Jules, you hate Kyler Murray, but he's getting his number 1 wide receiver back. And if that proves anything, if he has a good game with D-Hop, that's going to even prove my more point to the Daniel Jones getting a legit number 1 wide receiver in here. So I'm gonna bet the Cardinals.
Now I'm rooting for the Cardinals for the first time since they drafted Kyler Murray.
I mean, look, yeah, the Saints haven't looked right all year. I don't know if Mike Thomas is playing. I don't know if Kamara's playing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the Red Rider is going to be quarterback. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that team. Look, if you told me Mike Thomas and Kamara and Jameson Winston were 100% healthy, and this is D-Hop's first game back, I would like the Saints. But the fact that it's in Arizona, this team is supposed to be so much better than they are. I would find it shocking if the Saints go in on Thursday night on a short week in Arizona and fucking win.
Jules, Robbie Anderson too. They traded for Robbie Anderson.
Oh, right. So they got Robbie Anderson there because Hollywood Brown got hurt. Yeah. So they're gonna use him. So you're gonna have Robbie Anderson that can spread the fucking field quick. D-Hop back. Ertz is healthy. Is James Conner playing? I don't even know. He might be, might not be. I don't think so. I mean, Eno sucks, but whatever. If Murray doesn't win this game, he should give his fucking paycheck back. All right. Especially he's just got to cover 1. To me, that's fucking craziness if they don't cover that shit.
Maybe he should get traded to Denver and then Russell Wilson can go to the Cardinals because they both fucking look like garbage.
Remember when Giants fans wanted to trade 3 first-round picks for Russell Wilson?
No, I never did. Never did. You're going to win more games. At least it'll get you to like a playoff hunt, 9 wins. Yeah, we're doing that on our own. So,
about that. With Jerry Jeudy, right? Doesn't he have actual wide receivers?
Yeah, Jerry Jeudy. He has
Sutton.
So what if we trade for Jerry Jeudy?
I mean, look, like they lost the running back Williams, like that hurt them a little bit. I think their running game is a little effective. Melvin Gordon isn't what he used to be. He's a fraction of himself. Yep. they brought in Murray, Latavius Murray. Like that's not helping. They got fucking Boone, who used to be in Minnesota. I mean, they're a fucking mess.
They played. We might as well just pick them now. They play the Jets this week. Denver's like -2 against the Jets. You got to take the Jets, right? I mean, they just.
Well, is that the line? Are we jumping ahead here? So we're definitely in on Arizona for Thursday night, right?
Yeah, we're definitely on that.
All right, we're gonna skip ahead
talking about the Broncos.
Right to the Jets versus fucking.
Let's go
Denver.
right to
in Denver.
In Denver, like I'm taking the Jets, dude. Russell Wilson looks like I don't know, man. That team, listen, both good defenses. I'll take the under in that game, but yeah, I gotta take the Jets, man, until they fucking lose. Like I don't know what the fuck's going on in this fucking NFL season.
I'm gonna take the Broncos because the NFL doesn't test for weed anymore, and I think because the Jets are so young, they're just gonna go get high, and then they're gonna be a little bit under the weather for the game.
Jules, what do you think?
The Jets are playing that logic. Good. They're playing happy. I don't remember who it was, but he literally grabbed the fucking cheese head out of the stands and put it on his fucking head and ran. Who was it?
Sauce.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner.
Yo, that's right. Sauce did. That's right. So, I mean, look, they're having a lot of fun. But when you go to Mile High on that kind of a game and them coming off of a loss where it just didn't make sense, they should have easily have won. I don't get it. I don't think the Jets are that good. Look, the Jets are going to prove it to me. You know what? Just like I said that the Giants are going to be in a tough situation. But here's what I'm looking at. You're really going to tell me that Denver is that much better of a team or worse of a team than Jacksonville is right now? That doesn't make any sense to me. If anything, they're the same fucking team, yet we're getting 3 points at 5-1, and the Jets are getting -1 point or 1 point at fucking 4-2. Doesn't make sense to me. I think it's a fucking trap game, and I like Denver.
All right.
You like Denver too? Wow, we're going Denver. Okay.
Denver.
I like Denver as a city, so cool.
Well, it was a fun time. I know why you like it.
Jets are getting high, going to eat a lot of cheese.
It's beautiful.
They got
there.
distilleries everywhere, breweries all over the place. It's fucking awesome.
Dispensaries, breweries, good food,
Hey,
beautiful.
If any Jet fans are
background.
listening, you should. Like, if you want to see a team on a fucking week away, go to Denver. Y'all
Oh, fuck yeah. That is a great idea. Go to Pittsburgh, go to Denver. Those are great places to go. That are like under like,
especially if you like to drink beer,
LA or
smoke weed.
Miami. Like those are like legit fucking cool places to go visit that you don't really have many reasons to go to other than that.
Pittsburgh.
All right, so Arizona and Denver so far, Mike. Let's go. What else we got on the tab?
All right, next game. Bengals, they never seem to cover. They're at home. They're -6 against the Falcons. Falcons, dude, when they get points, dude, they outright just fucking win or scare the shit out of people. I mean, if Tom Brady didn't get sacked so badly with the fucking personal roughing the passer, the Falcons would have covered that game and probably could have beat Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago. I'm taking the Falcons, man. They put up points.
All I have to say is imagine that Daniel Jones had 5 interceptions right now and the Giants were 3-3. That's Joe Burrow, folks. The guy everybody fucking creams themselves for. Just for that, I'm going with the Falcons.
He apparently Joe Burrow elevates his wide receivers. Meanwhile, it's Jamar Chase. He's on the ball too, jackasses. If Daniel Jones had Jamar Chase, I'm sure he fucking looked good too.
He's got a few legitimate wide receivers. If any one of his top 4 targets went to the Giants, they would instantly be the wide receiver 1.
No doubt.
And Daniel Jones is doing fucking better.
I don't know if I want to exercise my override.
Wait, John, did you pick? Who'd you pick? You picked the Falcons?
The Falcons, just because of the Daniel Jones
I think you guys would get a little too happy with the fact that the 49ers came into fucking Atlanta and lost. Bro, they're a different team at home as they versus them being on the road. Yes, they did beat Seattle in Seattle. That was a big win. But outside of that, yes, they've kept a lot of games close, but they kept games close against the Saints, the Rams, who have been kind of wish-washy, the Saints who we just picked against. And they got beat by the Bucks. They lost by fucking 6 points. So I get it. The spread is high. I just think that Cincinnati is going to need a game where they just come out and they gangbang, and it could be this week. I'm not feeling.
You did
gangbang, yeah, the little gangbang.
That's got to be the title. Did you say gangbang?
They start gangbanging Mariota. That's what they're going to do. I wouldn't be shocked. That's all I'm saying is I would not be shocked if they come out and they bust up Atlanta. Will I use it as an override? No. But I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if they cover.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't mind taking the fucking back. I got Joe Burrow on my fantasy team. Obviously, I want him to do good, but I just think the Falcons keep it close. But all right, so we're going with the Falcons. All right, next game. Tom Brady is in Carolina. Tom Brady is going to be my survivor pick this week because I haven't used Tampa Bay yet. Tampa Bay is -11. I'm taking Tampa Bay. Carolina, I don't know what the hell they're doing down there. I want to take.
Whenever I go with Tom Brady or the Patriots, I usually am right, so I'm going Tom Brady.
I mean, look,
what if McCaffrey gets traded this week? You never know.
The only thing that sucks is I think that the majority of the guys that I have in my survivor pool probably that took the Rams last week and survived. I think the majority of them still have Tampa as well. It'll probably be us talking about this shit again in week 8 because, yeah, you're right, Mike. Like, it's going to be very hard. I'm going to do a little more research leading into it, but it's going to be hard for me not to take Tampa to win in fucking Carolina, bro. That just doesn't sound right.
I know it's a road game, but
especially Baker might not even play.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he's got a bad ligament. The kid went out. The kid went out from Carolina.
And Tampa's coming off of a fucking loss in Pittsburgh.
Right.
Man.
I know.
And people are saying because Brady didn't travel with the team, he was at Kraft's fucking surprise wedding in New York City. Bro, are you kidding me?
Stop it. It's Tom Brady, jackasses. He can do
He's
that.
half retired now. Good for him, bro.
Yeah, it's
fucking make the NFL your bitch. Do what you gotta do.
Pretty much.
Right.
You've made the fucking NFL trillions of dollars in 25 years. Fucking do what you gotta do.
People
want to go to a wedding right before a game. I was gonna tell you now.
I seen some people on Giants Twitter busting Tom Brady. It's like, oh, Tom Brady could get away with that. He's not getting his ball busted, but you busted Odell's boat trip and shit. I'm like, listen, Tom Brady's missing a regular season game like on a Saturday, fucking go over a game plan that he probably knows by his fucking heart. Meanwhile, Odell and the gang were fucking their first playoff game in a couple of days, and he's on a boat in Miami partying.
Not only that, he went to Robert Kraft's surprise fucking wedding. Robert Kraft's surprise wedding. Robert Kraft is like 90 years old. All right, I can't believe he's getting fucking married.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's why I said
What's
like
he think
a surprise wedding.
He thinks he's Hugh Hefner or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Like
who surprised? Who surprised
Elton John? Apparently,
His
Elton
wife?
John married them. Like there was celebrities all over the fucking place. Like it was like, bro, he didn't know. He thought he was just paying respect to some guy that used to sign his paychecks for the last 18 years.
Dude, the wife.
Like, all of a sudden, it turned into some crazy party. So
the wife surprised him, Jules. She was like, "Oh, surprised you're gonna marry me now." Like, and half your shit is good. Half your shit's gonna be mine. That's crazy. All right, so I guess we all take it Tampa Bay. Are we taking that as the money ball pick? Just blow them out.
Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
11-point money ball,
baby. It was either them or Arizona.
Go hard, go home. Think fast, run fast.
All right, next game. Ooh, this is a weird game. Ravens, they're at home. They're back home. They're playing the Browns. Ravens are -6.5.
I'm going Ravens here for sure. I think that I don't think the Ravens are going to go to 3-4. I just don't see it.
I don't see it either.
They're going to be in the basement of the AFC North. I just don't see it like that. They'll right the ship.
Division game, but still.
They got slapped by us. It is what it is. You'll get up from it. No problem. It's just the Giants slapping you around. No big deal.
I mean, the Browns are losers of 3 straight. You know, it's tough.
You could have stopped at losers and you would have been right.
Right.
I don't know what to freaking make of it. I don't like the spread in division games like that. That's just the only thing that worries me a little bit. But you're right. The Ravens, getting knocked for blowing 3 double-digit fourth quarter leads at this point in the season. They got to right the ship. If they don't right the ship now, there's a lot of trouble in fucking Baltimore. There's gonna be some big fucking changes. So yeah, I gotta go Ravens here too.
All right, Ravens it is. Next game, Packers. They're playing in Washington for the Commanders. Packers are -5.5. Washington is without Wentz. They're going to Winky to be their quarterback, and it seems like Ron Rivera is happy that he's going to get Winky Stinky back as quarterback. I don't see that being an improvement. I'm taking the Packers this week. I know it's weird. I want to take Washington with the points because it's Packers. Just I don't know what happened. Since the Giants beat them, they just look like shit. But
it's only been one game
against
the Jets. They might have thought like, all right, how is it going to happen twice in a row? And it fucking did. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be fucking. He's gonna lose to the Commanders and wash. I just don't see it happening. I got to go Packers here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, look, I can't see.
I would have loved to be a fly on the wall though in the locker room after that Jets game.
I can't see Devontae Adams, being that detrimental to this team that all of a sudden they're gonna lose 3 straight and they're gonna lose to the fucking Giants, Jets, and Washington.
Yeah, right.
The only thing I'm nervous about is somehow they hang around because Heineke's fucking playing for a starting job here, and like they keep it close. And Green Bay ends up winning with a last-minute field goal or something, Like that's the only thing that worries me.
I know.
Maybe they don't cover the spread. But you know what? If I really feel that I think Green Bay is going to win, you got to think they're going to cover too. So I'm in on Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yep. Green Bay. That should be a money ball there.
All right. Well, we all got to pick one. So, John, do you want that to be your money ball pick?
I guess so. And if not the Giants, but we could do that for now.
All right, I'll put it in as a money ball pick for now. Next game. All right, Cowboys. They're at home. Dak is back. Even though Dak is whack, they're favored by
Dak is whack.
They're favored by 7 over the Lions. I kind of like the Lions getting the points, man. Dallas, I know they play good. They got a good D, but Lions got a nice little fucking offense, and they keep games close. They hang with you, man. Even though they might lose, but I'll take the Lions getting a fucking touchdown.
Few things would warm my heart more than Dak coming back and the Cowboys losing another game. So, Lions it is.
Look, the only thing I'm concerned about is they went into their bye week getting shellacked up in New England, right? I don't know what Lions team is going to be. Is it the team that we saw when they had a healthy St. Brown and they had a healthy fucking, running game and all this kind of shit, and they were putting up points? Or is it going to be what we saw in New England? So that's the only thing I'm nervous about. Because other than that, with Dak coming back, yes, the Cowboys want to make a statement. They want to say they're a better team without fucking Cooper Rush and all this shit. Yes, the Detroit on paper should be able to hang with them and fucking stay within 7. I think that Dallas still wins that game, but I think it's going to be
Yeah,
close.
me too. I think the Lions are getting back a couple guys anyway, so I like them getting the points. All right, Lions it is. Next game, a division game. They played already, and I think the Titans beat the Colts already. Titans are at home. They're -2.5 against the Colts. I got to go with the Titans at home, man. Colts are just a weird. Colts look like they have such a hard time scoring some points on offense. I got to go with the Titans.
I agree with you, Mike. I'll make this quick because my fiance is making dinner now.
Titans it is.
Well, hold up. Hold it right there, though, because because, like, they are winners.
Can I press the skip button like when you listen to a podcast?
they literally did just beat the Colts. They did beat the Colts, but that's the Colts' only loss in the last 4 games. So they've won 3 out of 4, and the Titans have won 3 straight. It's gonna be a fucking brutal game.
It is.
Honestly, I like the way the Colts are playing. I really don't. I don't know if I want to use my override on this, but I'm very fucking tempted on this one, man.
That's crazy.
I'll go Tennessee, but I'm very reluctant in doing it. Let's move on.
All right, think about it. All right, we talked about this enough. Giants are getting 3 points. We're taking the Giants.
Yes, we are.
For the whole fucking year. So you already heard enough about that. All right, next game.
You haven't.
Broncos. Next game is Raiders. Raiders are at home. They're -7 against the Texans. I think actually the Raiders. I think the Raiders fucking win pretty big against Houston down there. I don't think they
imagine the fucking Texans and Raiders are combined for 2 wins. We did that against Lamar and Aaron Rodgers alone.
But I mean,
Daniel motherfucker Jones.
Devontae Adams is not suspended, right? He could push anybody he wants to at work. It don't matter. He could go down the block on your street, push your neighbor, and nothing will happen to him. So he's gonna play against the Texans. So I gotta go with the Raiders, man.
White man was black.
Oh, that'll be a huge story.
That'll definitely be burp. I edited it
out. You hear a fart noise in there.
Oh man, dude, this is an ugly game. If you're really a gambler, do not bet it. Do not touch it. This game is terrible. There's this all the fucking smoke always in Vegas now, always with the Raiders. And you know what they say when you see smoke, there's fire. I think the Raiders are a better team. They should win. They should cover. But they got 1 fucking win, man. Like, really? All of a sudden, they're 7-point favorites on a team coming off a bye?
That's why. If it was -4, I'm like, I'll probably take Houston. But something tells me like they're prepared for the Raiders.
And let's not forget, this is Vegas' team.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so for that reason, I will roll with Vegas this week. I'm not rolling with the Raiders. I'm rolling with the actual book in Vegas.
All right, Raiders it is. Next game, Chargers. They're at home. They're -6.5 against the Seahawks. Dude, Chargers, like, their offensive line looks like shit. Herbert's definitely hurt, even though he fucking threw like 37 completions last night, but he still doesn't look right. Seahawks are just playing like they're playing unbelievable, man. It's crazy. I'll take the Seahawks getting the fucking points. I don't want to, but listen, Chargers didn't cover last night against Denver. You know what I mean? They were 4.5-point favorites. They lost. Denver covered. Even though the Chargers won, I got to go with the Seahawks. But I don't want to. I want to take the Chargers, but I can't do it.
We play the Seahawks next week.
Yeah.
So then I got to go with the Chargers.
It's tough, man.
It is tough. That's a tough one.
The Chargers are 4-2. All right. They are chasing Kansas City, who beat them. And that's the only reason why they have the up on the fucking division right now. They're in a battle, man. They need this way more. I don't know if I believe in Geno Smith, man. He threw for 130 yards this past week. Yes, they had a great running game, but it was Arizona who doesn't score in the first fucking quarter of every game. Right. And they were home. Like, they play a lot tougher in Seattle than they do on the road. So, I got to go Chargers here, man. I'm with John.
All right, Chargers it is. Oh, next game. I love this game. 49ers, man. They're banged up on defense. The Chiefs are away. They're in San Fran. Chiefs are -3. They had a rough loss against Buffalo. I like the Chiefs, like, going back and, beating San Fran.
Oh, my God. It's Chiefs all day with the money ball here. I can't even believe it's so small.
That's actually my money ball pick. I'm actually taking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Can we do 2 money balls on that game?
Like, that's insanity that line is that way. Didn't we last week, real quick, didn't we say Carolina, where we knew that the whole thing was going to be fucked with them, who they were playing? I forgot what it was all about. Right? They were -3, or was that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, right?
2 weeks ago, right? I have the same feeling here. where it's like, wait a minute, the Chiefs are only fucking -3 going to the 49ers right now. Are they fucking serious? Like, yeah, all right. You're gonna really make Pat Mahomes fucking like an underdog at home, which he lost and they covered. I get it.
Yeah, they
but
get
then
that.
now you're gonna put him as an underdog on a team that just lost to Atlanta because he's got to go on the road. Yeah, that's craziness, bro. That's just crazy talk right there.
Chiefs are -3. They're favored by 3.
Right. I know. But like, but you know, like still like the fuck I said he's only -3 to a team that just lost to the Falcons.
That's a split game, even game.
Right. And literally the entire time in that Buffalo game, they kept saying that it's going to come down to them probably again. Is this the year that the AFC Championship game is finally in Buffalo? Most likely we can see a rematch of Kansas City and they're going to drop one to the 49ers. I don't see that.
And then they're gonna get smacked by the Giants in February, motherfucker.
All right, Chiefs it is. All right, this is a weird game. Dolphins, they're at home. They're -7 against Pittsburgh. I think Tua is back this week, his first game back. So he might be a little rusty. I don't. Hopefully he knows what his name is still after what he's gone through the fucking past couple of weeks with all those concussions. But I got to take the Steelers getting 7 points, man.
I agree with you, Mike.
Oh.
Is override? Like, I mean, it's I mean, Dolphins, listen, they got the points, but yeah, Steelers, the way they pressured Brady, they actually played hard, but they were at home. It's gonna be, it's tough. It's tough. I want to take the Dolphins.
TJ Watt is out, or is he playing?
I think he's still out, but I think Trubisky is probably gonna play because what's the name had a concussion.
He looked better.
I think he did look better. He threw the ball to Chase. Claypool, all of a sudden Claypool started looking good at the wide receiver position. And yeah, dude, I'm taking this because you know what I say about the Steelers. If they're getting points like that, I pretty much take them,
Yeah, I feel like the Dolphins are going to try to protect Tua. If he's coming back, they're not going to just be like, all right, go wing it 40 times this game. Let's run up the score. Like, they're going to be very conservative, very protective of the quarterback, just to like break him back into football, because that shit that happened, I'm sure he saw the replay of him getting hit like that and how his body fucking contorted like that. That's got to be fucking terrifying to see your body do that shit in a video, bro. Crystal clear in 4K, man. That's
right.
Like, that's got to put the fear of God in you. Like, so I just feel like they're gonna want to not just go out there and fucking pretend it's NFL Blitz 99.
Wow.
So yeah,
Blitz 99.
All right, listen, John.
Whatever weed I smoked tonight is fucking great.
John kind of sold me there. I'm not gonna lie.
Right
John kind of sold me there. I could see them being a little on the cautious side with Tua. Miami wins. Do they win by 7? Maybe, and it's a push game. I could see that. Like a 27-20 game or something, or 17-10.
Wow.
Very possible.
No override.
Like a 20-14, 20-17 game.
If you guys really want to ride the points, I'll do it. This I don't know. We'll see. This is going to be an interesting game.
What's the over on that? On this, it's
44.5 is the over.
I'll get on the hard on that. And then the game of the week, bro.
Last game.
Monday Night Football.
Fucking Monday night. I don't know who did the Patriots find another fucking Tom Brady? This is ridiculous. They're putting up fucking like 80 points a game. Patriots are at home. They're -8 against the Bears. I want to take the Bears with the points, but after watching their offense just stink it up against Washington, they had drives. Like, the Bears had drives. They showed up down to the 5 or 6 yard line like fucking 8 times, and they come away with 0 fucking points. It was the most frustrating Thursday night game I watched. But you know what? I'm still gonna go with the fucking Bears. I'm taking the Bears.
Oh my god!
I just want to point something out,
dude.
John, 8 points. 8 points.
Daniel Jones is rated as like the 38th best quarterback in Madden, even though he's a starter of a 5-1 team. Both Justin Fields rated above him, Mac Jones rated way above him. Both have 5 interceptions. I just want to know what even if we were 5-1 and Daniel Jones had 5 interceptions this season, what the fucking conversation would be. People would be slitting their wrists in the fucking street.
Probably, but that's not the case. So fuck them. But anyhow,
that's right.
Who do you
I'm going New England here all day long. Fucking Chicago.
Mike went with the Bears
balls.
here, so
yeah, he went New England, Jules. So what do you got?
He went, oh, dude. New England all fucking day, and you could best bet that bitch. Are you gonna go? It's fucking Zappy hour, dude. It is Zappy hour in New England right now, and you're not gonna tell me that the fucking lowly Bears are gonna come on Monday night and they're gonna fucking show up. Hell to the no! It's gonna be Zappy hour in fucking Massachusetts this week.
It is Monday Night Football. A lot of teams don't want to get embarrassed on Monday night, but
yeah, we'll see. All right, well, we'll see.
And those are the fucking picks, man. It's a wrap.
Well, wait.
Right.
Do we have all the best bets in?
Yeah, all the best bets are in.
All best
So-
bets are in. All right. It looks
I said
good.
something before, and we're about to wrap up, but I got to get it out. I said we're gonna have like a bonus haters club nominee, and that's gonna
that's
go
right.
Okay.
to Josh Naylor. And there's just something about fucking being a team, like a fan of New York sports, that it drives you insane. But also, there's moments that are just fucking pure greatness. And if you guys saw it, obviously, fucking Josh Naylor with the fucking rocking the baby, you're my son. And then Yankee Stadium, who's your daddy? Who's your daddy? Fucking striking him out, and then to fucking end the game, Gleyber Torres fucking catches the ball from the shortstop to get the final out at second base, and then fucking looks right at the fucking Guardians dugout and rocks the baby, and it was just a glorious fuck you, Josh Naylor. I hope that they fucking throw a ball right at your elbow next year.
Didn't Oswaldo Cabrera say he started yelling at him like, you're my son from second base?
Did he? Oh, I hope he fucking did, bro.
He
But
did.
They were,
Yeah.
who's your daddy?
Dude,
like
like
Pedro
on
Martinez.
Saturday night when I
They
saw
hate
that,
that
I was like,
motherfucker.
where the fuck is this coming from? I'm like, yo, you're really close. At first, if you ever watched the movie Major League, and I think it was Major League 2, and it was like the Japanese guy or whatever, he hit the fucking ball, and he's like running around the bases, and he's got like he's doing like the balls motion. Right? You ever watched the movie Major League? I thought he was rapper. I was like, yo, this motherfucker's pulling out shit from movies. I was like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was crazy that he did that. And then they lost the fucking series. Like the balls. I can't wait to fucking play them again. Just keep smacking them. They don't realize you're Cleveland. Literally, you are a footnote in the Yankees history books. Footnote. That's what you are. Your logo should be a fucking foot and a fucking post-it note.
They should have been the Cleveland fucking feet. I don't know. But anyhow, let's wrap this bitch up. All right. Look, Giants are 5-1. We got an interesting game going on in Jacksonville this week. Let's hope we can come back and be 6-1 with all this kind of shit going on. You got your picks in. No, I didn't use my override fucking pick at all this week, but that's okay. I threw in a couple of extra ones that I was kind of 50-50 on. So you make your decision. But for now, we're going to leave you there. We got a hot one down in Jacksonville this Sunday, and hopefully we come back on Tuesday and we're 6-1. But for now, we're going to leave you. Have a safe week, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Let's go Yankees. Fuck Houston. Let's go Giants.